Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, we're talking about Eboni K. Williams. She talked about she'd never date a bus driver, but she doubled down, and this is what she said.
So out of the 50,000 plus comments posted on social, I only saw a handful that even considered the possibility of a bus owner being a more aspirational position and recognizing that I am actually speaking and pouring into the ascension of black men when I said what I said. But see, no, some of y'all were too busy naming and shaming me personally and black women in general as undesirable, gold diggers, and much worse. Now, I suspect that some of y'all are the same men that were bringing home C's and D's on your report cards, only to then be coddled by parents that said, well, that's okay, as long as you're doing your best. Well, listen, I love and believe in the excellence of black men. So no, my dear, C's and D's or any other form of mediocrity is not okay. No, I will not create a soft place for you or anybody that I love to fall comfortably into the bigotry of low expectations. So I'm going to say one more time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with driving a bus. My mother Gloria drove one for years. But could it be that black America has been sold a narrative of average, regular, and typical being good enough for us? Well, see, that's called white supremacy. And in this case, it takes the form of conditioning black Americans to happily accept being a permanent American underclass. But see, because I know the truth about black folk in America, no, average is not and will never be good enough for me. And the gag is, I don't think it's good enough for you either.
So we're asking 800-585-1051. We got our guest co-host, Kim Whitley, here. Now, Kim, what's your thoughts on this?
I mean, you know my thoughts. I think Eboni needs to go ahead and date a bus driver. I think she needs to go ahead and see what that feels like. But the truth is this. I think she is saying what she wants, but it's her wording. You can't call people average and mediocre because that is just not, these are essential workers. These are people that make our lives go round. Just like Charlamagne said, if everybody stopped working, our life would go down. And we'll call ourselves celebrities. That's because we chose this field. But before that, I've been doing a whole bunch of jobs, serving things. I was a teacher in Compton. I was a waitress. I've done a lot of things. And then we think about all the Uber drivers and the Lyft drivers. If they stopped, we go crazy. So we can't say average and mediocre is essential. We need these people.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Eboni can date whoever she wants to date. She's entitled to her preference. You know, that's our homie. She's been up here a million times. But I just don't understand why everyday working class people are considered average, mediocre, and typical. Like that, to me, that's the...
Or white supremacy. You can't put that on there.
Yeah, I don't even know where that came from.
I didn't understand where that was. White supremacy.
And I see people saying things like black women are the only race who has to lower their standards. Why do we keep saying they're lowering their standards? Like, every white person in this country is not rich. Right? They're everyday working class people too. And I just think we as entertainers, we overinflate our positions in life, man. Doctors, teachers, engineers, military, law enforcement, they probably look at us and what we do is average, regardless of how much money we make. We are not essential, y'all.
Correct.
We can stop right now and the world will be just fine. But all of those people we just named, if they stop, the world will be in chaos. So please, just stop referring to them as average and mediocre.
Yeah, I thought that was so foul. And the bad thing about it is we talk about, we put so much value into somebody's, worth, their net worth, and how much they make and what they do. But there's this thing called love. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, money comes, money goes. And we've all been in predicaments here where we had some and then we lost it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I know for myself, I know for Charlamagne, like we had love. We had spouses that were there and it's not there for the money. My wife been with me since 15, 16. She sold mattresses when I worked at the U.S. Open. It's not about the money. It's about that love. And I wouldn't change that for anything in this world.
But I think Eboni and myself right now, I would just take a good man.
There you go.
See, Eboni ain't been through enough. She ain't been lonely enough. But right now, if she's looking, she should just want a good man. When you put that out in the universe, however the package comes, if you want, like I said, you want to be with a millionaire, you gotta go to the Kentucky Derby. You gotta go to the U.S. Open. You gotta hang around where millionaires are and see what you get and what comes out.
Yeah, I don't care who Eboni chooses to date. Like, once again, the relationship stuff is her preference. The biggest issue I have with this whole conversation is that everyday working class people keep getting referred to as average and mediocre and typical, and people are lowering their standards when they're dating average, everyday working class. Everyday working class people. Like, stop referring to them as average. They're not average.
They're not average.
There's nothing average about them.
Absolutely.
They make the world go round.
My son, right now, my son gets a C or a D. Of course, I want him to do better. But I'm not like, oh, this is white supremacy, and you're going to be average. Of course, I want him to do better. But I have to, like you said, start with love. And I want him to be whatever he wants to be. He might love driving buses. I don't know. But I want my son to be happy.
That's the key right there.
Absolutely. Happiness. This life is short. Happiness. Hello, Miss Michelle.
Hi, it's Miss Mitchell, DJ Envy.
They put Michelle. I swear they put Michelle right on the screen. They put Miss Michelle. But I'm sorry, Miss Mitchell.
Not a problem. You get a pass.
Talk to us, Mama.
Yes, I think that Eboni K. Williams is standing 10 toes down in what she's saying, because you guys were saying on the panel that she's saying that she's using the wrong words. She knows exactly what words she's using. She's a lawyer, and she came back and reiterated what she was saying. And I feel like she is not representing the masses of people. And if she is wording it wrong, she needs to get it right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because Envy, like you said, you have some dumb lawyers out here.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely have some dumb attorneys out there that you're like, how the hell did you get past that bar? Yeah, but but then I know some very intelligent bus drivers and police officers and MTA workers. Hello, who's this?
Good morning. This is Christy, the bus operator.
Hey, Christy, the bus driver.
Hey, Christy.
This the one in the Bronx?
Yes, the one in the Bronx.
What up, Christy? Talk to us.
Why are they bashing us?
I don't know, Christy.
I have no idea.
Listen, let me tell you something. We have degrees. Some of us just wanted to drive the bus.
Wow.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the thing. And especially coming up in New York, where a lot of times it's difficult to find jobs. So a lot of my friends had to become bus drivers, had to become toll collectors, because that's the only job that they could find.
And those are careers for us.
Yes.
They're not jobs, they're careers.
That's
right, man. By the way, us entertainers, the only reason we have careers is because everyday working class people support us. Who do you think listens to the radio?
Who buys the tickets?
Who buys the tickets? Who downloads the podcast? Who buys the books? You know what I mean? Who comes to the events? It's the everyday working class people. And I am extremely appreciative of the everyday working class person.
You and me both.
That's why you Charlamagne right there. That's what I like.
You and me both.
Right there.
800-585-1051. We're talking to Eboni K. Williams. She said this. Does this insult the working class people? Let's talk about it when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Now, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Eboni K. Williams. She talked about she would never date a bus driver. So we're taking your phone calls this morning. What's your thoughts? Hello, who's this?
Hi, my name is Janae.
Hey, Janae.
I'm calling from Detroit.
What up,
Good morning, DJ MP, Charlamagne, Kim.
Hey.
What's your thoughts, Mama?
I definitely feel like this is the reason why she's single. I feel like if the person is putting God first, is loving you unconditionally, why should the occupation matter?
Because she want to go to dinner somewhere, I guess expensive, and women are like, who paying? So
I'm with Kim. Like, me and my husband, we get out here, we work hard. I have 5 kids prior to him. He has 2. But he loves God first, and he loves me and my kids. So long as he's providing and meeting all our needs,
that's right. And you're happy.
Get out here and do what you need to do to get out here and hustle,
right?
And make sure that your family is doing, you taking care of your family. But that's probably why she's single now. So
yeah.
All right, well, thank you.
There's some good advertisement for her. I'm telling you, we done said her name so many times this morning.
Oh, no, Eboni the homie.
She's the homie. She's been up here several times. But you know what made me think about it too is the people that support Eboni, that watch her shows, that watch her on reality shows, that watch her new judge show. Those are quote unquote
the average those average people you talking about.
Yes.
The everyday working class are who you want to support your podcast.
You don't want them to turn away from you because it's going to go down. The ratings are going to go down.
That's right. That's right.
Yes. Hello, who's this?
Hello, good morning. This is Stone, the sanitation guy down here.
I think all sanitation workers should strike today, Sean Stone. So y'all can just show the world how nasty the world will be if y'all don't do y'all job. Just leave the trash on the street.
I'm telling you, man. But let me say good morning to Ken Whitley, though, man. Hey. Auntie Sugar.
How you doing?
I'm doing beautiful, lady. I loved you on Friday. Just want to let you know that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. What you think about Eboni?
Hey, man, I think what Eboni is saying is kind of foolish, man, and as a sanitation worker, you know, I'm in love with Lala Anthony, right, Kim?
Right, I hear you. You put her before
And
me,
I
but
feel like even Lala Anthony one time was saying on the Breakfast Club that, you know, a lot of millionaires, she don't even have anything in common with them because they don't even know how to have conversations. And just a simple fact that Eboni K. Williams, she have a right for her own opinion to want to date whoever she wanted to date. But at the same time, as a sanitation worker, I wouldn't even want to date her. You know what I mean? Because she seemed like she just come with a lot of issues.
But she doesn't want to date you either. I don't know if you know.
It's all good. I want to be interested. She's not even my type, baby. She's too bougie.
Too bougie for you?
Wow.
Yeah, man. I don't like her attitude.
They all by themselves. I got a lot of friends like her, and they all lonely.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, it's Rachel.
Rachel, good morning. Talk to us, Rachel. What you think about Eboni K. Williams' comments?
Good morning. I myself am offended for all the many students that I've educated who have become bus drivers, plumbers, electricians. She needs to retract her comment and make it more personal.
Yes.
If she's a millionaire and she prefers to date one, she should say that. But she should not talk down about men who are out here working hard, normal, quote unquote, normal jobs. But I'm more offended by the C's and D's comment.
Right.
Because I've been educating students since '99, and I am a mother, and that is so disrespectful.
Yeah.
There are children out here who can only get a seat. Do you know why?
Why am I?
Learning disabilities. I said learning disabilities, but then also a systemic bias in education.
Exactly.
Yep.
Thank you. And there's a huge bias. My kids are taking a New York State math test today. They're not ready for it, right? Because it's a biased test.
Yes.
So how does she know that C's and D's weren't their best and that their parents weren't doing their best? No, that was a horrible comment, and she really, really needs to say something again.
Well, thank you, Rachel, and we appreciate you being a teacher. We know how tough it is. We know how difficult it is. I know you don't get the supplies you need. I know you're overworked, and I know you got to deal with some of them crazy kids sometimes, and we appreciate you.
Yes, we do.
Thank you, and I appreciate you guys because comments like this should be discussed.
But this might be a learning lesson for her.
Rachel, where you from, Rachel?
Yeah. I'm from the Bronx. I teach in the Bronx as well.
Oh,
Lord
Jesus.
have mercy. God bless you.
Can we buy you some lunch today? Can we buy you some lunch today? Because since you're a teacher from the Bronx, what's your Cash App?
Absolutely, but what I would prefer is I own a juice bar in Harlem. If I could shout out my juice bar.
There you go. See, I like that. Go ahead.
Go.
Unc's Place. I'm at Unc's Place, 92 Madison Avenue.
Unc's Place. What's it called? 92 what? Madison Avenue?
1962 Madison Avenue.
1962 Madison Avenue. If you're in Harlem, go check her out, and we appreciate you again, Rachel.
Thank you guys. I appreciate the Breakfast Club.
Absolutely.
All right, Rich. Good morning, Rich.
Good morning, fam.
Now you agree with Eboni K. Williams.
I think that she could have worded that better, but at the same token, so I was a trash worker for 20 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they need us out here. I started my own company. My wife and I started our own company since then. But there's nothing wrong with being a trash worker. Nobody aspires to be a trash worker. You see what I'm saying? So we have to do. So our parents have to do better to push us to do better. Although we are essential workers. We are needed out here. We are necessary, but we are always looked down upon.
No, you're not.
No, not at all.
No, you're not. Not to us.
Not in New York.
Because guess what? When that trash start piling up, where is the sanitation workers?
Yeah.
Where are the sanitation workers to pick up
hard work?
But I'm gonna put it to you like this: we are wanted when we are needed, but when we aren't needed, they don't want to look at us like that.
But see, that's the thing. Y'all always needed. I can't think of a time that y'all not needed.
Never.
Yeah, I think it's changed. I think that might have been 20 years ago. I tried to holler at my trash worker. He was so fine. He got out that truck. I was like, wait a minute. I said, how you doing? Let me help you with that bag.
Well, thank you, Rich. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I appreciate all the sanitation workers. Other than
all of them.
Sometimes when you block the street, sometimes we can't get by. But other than that, I appreciate you guys.
That's right. That's right.
What's the moral of the story?
The moral of the story is that everyday working class people are not average. They're not mediocre. They're not typical. And it's a level of elitism in those words that I don't like. And, you know, Ebony is the homie. She's entitled to her preference. She can date whoever she wants to date. She can have whatever standards she wants. But let's not put down everyday working class people in the process. And us entertainers, we need to stop overinflating our worth, okay? We are not essential. And if those everyday working class people don't support us, we don't have careers.
You're right.
No,
so don't
you're
put
absolutely
them down.
right.
That's right.
I think it was said, and when I was younger, I probably said something crazy like that. And I know these young girls are like, no, I want this. I want a ball player. I want this and I want that. So we do continue to have this stereotype. You look on Instagram, my niece, you know, always, I want a baller. I want this and that. It's absolutely true. It's when you get older, you realize the worth of a man, not just money. Because I'm telling you, a lot of men, you can have a lot of money. They can be beating you behind at home. They can be treating you wrong. They can be cheating on you. You know, whatever the case is. So you really got to look at the man himself.
There you go. All right. Well, when we come back, we got your rumor report. Deontay Wilder, he was arrested yesterday. We'll tell you why. Yep.
What?
In L.A. We'll tell you why when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up
early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.